The New York Yankees, understandably, are the chalk in this division at plus 115. Brett Boone, we had him on earlier. We asked him a question about the Yankees. He kind of likes the Red Sox in that division. Oh, earmuffs, Yankees fans, earmuffs. But the Yankees are just loaded right now. I mean, Aaron Judge has already clubbed, what, 4 home runs and 15 at bats, which is absurd.
Yeah.
So Horvat, knowing that the Yankees are picked right now, according to BetMGM, to win the American League East at plus 115, are you going to fade or are you going to follow?
So I would actually fade the Yankees, especially at that price. It won't shock me if they win. It won't shock me if they win the pennant and they're right back in the World Series, man. But I worry about pitching, right? Especially without Garrett Cole. And I'm the biggest Marcus Stroman fan ever. And he always gets off to a nice little start. And if he's your fifth or sixth starter, or you're bringing him out of the bullpen or as a spot starter, I like him at this stage of his career, but right now he should not be your number three. Max Fried, I like Devin Williams, shutdown relief pitcher, former Brewer. But if I'm taking a shot with any team, it probably is Boston, right? I agree with Brett, man. I think they are going to get hot. I like their pickups as far as the rotation with Crochet and with Walker Buehler, if he could stay right and stay healthy. You bring in Bregman, so once it warms up and the bats heat up, as we like to say, I do like Boston quite a bit. The Orioles, right? Like last year, they finished second in the division. They win 91 games. They got so much young talent with Gunnar Henderson and Adley Rutschman, obviously. I worry about the pitching a little bit. And I like the Rays to make the playoffs, and I went over on the win total, but I don't think that they could legitimately win the East. But I wouldn't bet the Yankees at that price, man. If I had to make a bet, it would probably be the Red Sox. Anything better than 2-1, which you're getting, and I know it's a little bit slow of a start. Looks like they're going to win tonight, hopefully. But yeah, I'm fading the Yankees with that rotation right now.
Yeah, it's understandable. I get it. But I'm going to follow here, even at plus 115. Still plus odds, not the sexiest plus odds. Yeah, if you're looking for maximizing value, I agree with Brett. I agree with your point of view. It's with the Boston Red Sox. But here's the thing about the New York Yankees. Okay, maybe they're playing a slightly above or right around 500 ball up until the trade deadline. You know they're going to be buyers.
Yep.
You know they're going to back up the truck. You know they're going to smash the piggy bank and get whatever pitching asset, batting asset that they need. Yeah, I know the injury amp is always lurking at every single one of these sports, especially one that's played over a 162-game season, and things can flip in a negative way in a hurry, but it can flip in a positive way in a hurry as well at the trade deadline, as long as you're, building up the arsenal, you're getting the right arms, you're getting the right bats. And the Yankees are going to be there in that discussion. So I think they're going to see the deal on the East as it currently stands, and knowing the economics of this team and their general aggressive approaches, again, around the trade swap deadline. So I say follow the Yankees at plus 115 to win the American League East. All right, let's go with the Central. Detroit right now was chalk, not a heavy chalk, at plus 220. So on the Tigers, you got to fade or follow them winning the Central.
Yeah, this is one I'll follow, man. I bet them before the season plus 230, so pretty much the same price. I'm an AJ Hinch guy. I like Riley Green. I like Torkelson. I like their young players. And you have the AL Cy Young winner in Skubal, right? If these young pieces all work out, I think the Tigers could be a scary team. Probably not this year, right? I mean, they'll be a postseason team. I wouldn't pick any team in the Central to make a deep run in the postseason, but I do like the Tigers quite a bit. With the Twins, didn't love the offseason. The Guardians, I just don't know how much run support that they're going to get. I like the rotation, with Bieber and with Tristan McKenzie. I just worry about run production. And then the Royals, I think they might be a year away. Bobby Witt, really fun. I like the addition of Jonathan India, but yeah, it would probably be the chalk for me. I like Detroit quite a bit.
I'm actually going with Kansas City, so I'm going to fade Detroit here. Kansas City a little bit better value, too, at plus 260. It's Bobby Witt. He's in the MVP conversation
stud.
for all the right reasons. They got a decent rotation. I like Cole Reagans quite a bit. He had a rough first start of the season. But this is a team I think is going to be consistently at or near the top 10 in total runs. I think they have an above-average bullpen as well. They're going to be able to slam a door in line these games. A pretty good rotation set. Lugo is no slouch by any stretch of the imagination. I really like KC, man. I think they're going to be better than Detroit when it's all said and done. I'm getting a better price there at plus 260. So fade Detroit and follow KC to take the AL Central. Let's go out west. Right now, Houston, the chalk at plus 160 to win that division. What do you say? Fade or follow the Stros?
Well, if you're fading the Stros for the last decade, man, unless you're Mattress Mac and you're betting like 1.5 mil on them to win the World Series, you're broke, right? I mean, because they win the division every year. But that said, I like the Rangers. I was buying in on. Obviously, there was the World Series hangover last season, right, and a ton of injuries. But Bakota had them winning almost 90 games, 89.9. Like Fangraphs had them close to that 85. I like them to win the division. I bet it plus 135. They add more offense. It just comes down to staying healthy. But they bring in Jock Peterson. I've always been a fan. You bring in Jake Berger. Comes down to Jacob deGrom, man. When he's on that mound and he's healthy, in my opinion, one of the best to ever do it. He's like a video game. Coming back from Tommy John surgery. You also have John Gray. You have Evaldi in that lineup, or on that rotation, I'm sorry. But it comes down to deGrom, man. If he stays healthy, I think the Rangers could win the World Series. So I like them to win the division. So I'm going to fade.
And I am going to agree and fade because I also love the Rangers
Yeah.
at plus 160. I'm with you, man. They got the bats, they got the arms, and you're 10 million% correct. They need to Grom for at least 75% this season, and they just need him, honestly, healthy and ready to go August, September, and October. If they get him over those last 3 months of the season, yeah, they could make a run in the postseason where I think they're going to have their name called and earn their spot in the playoffs overall.